Thanks for tuning in. This is Sweet Cyclist. Today we're going to be looking at the Lazer Cameleon MIPS cycling helmet. So here we have the Lazer Cameleon MIPS helmet in its original packaging. As you can see, pretty standard helmet box. Lazer is pretty well known for their large selection of helmets, and it's really exciting to see lower cost MIPS versions out here. The retail price for this is $89.99 for the MIPS version. They describe this helmet as a all-around helmet, mountain biking, road biking, commuting. So it's not really specific to any trait. It's not a super aero helmet, but it has all the large vents you need and a really general style you can wear in any type of activity. And the great thing about this is the MIPS enabled as well. So if we take a peek inside, you can see you have that little slip layer. So you can actually manipulate it with your hand a little bit. So this will rotate and absorb some of the impact if you have an accident. So a really nice feature to see here. The color I chose was this navy blue, although they have other colors. I think this one's a pretty good choice as it has a nice contrasting look to it. So you have the darker and lighter color here. You have a standard retention system. And what's interesting about this is it uses an upper dial rather than the lower dial you'd see here. They describe this as ponytail friendly. So if you have longer hair, it's a pretty good helmet to choose. You have the same basic kind of boa dial, almost style, dual direction adjustment. You have standard plastic buckles and soft nylon straps here. It also comes with an integrated visor, which you can pop off. So you can see there's some plastic tabs. And then you can take that off and have a cleaner look to it. So now let's take a look at the weight of the Cameleon helmet. This is the medium size. And so if we put that on the scale with the integrated visor on, which doesn't really weigh anything, it comes in at about 332 grams. So this is not a super lightweight helmet, but it's also not the heaviest on the market. So now let's look at the fit and finish of the Lazer Cameleon helmet. And I think they named it really well, as this can be both a road bike, mountain bike helmet, or even a commuting helmet. The styling fits all of them, and you have all the functionality and features you need. Overall, design-wise, you have really big vents. This almost reminds me more of a mountain bike style, as you have horizontal vents instead of large vertical vents that you typically see on aero bikes. The overall profile is quite dome-like. You can see it's very round here. You have less of a blunt trailing edge and more of this aerodynamic style helmet where it sort of ends back here. The built-in visor on here is also a nice feature. I know a lot of people probably don't like the built-in visor, especially the more weight weenie or other style riders. So when it's off, it also looks great. But I actually like these. They provide some resistance from the sun. I really like this two-tone color too. This is the navy blue, and you can see some of the graphics here on the side. It has these lighter colors that correspond to the logo as well, so nice design detail. On the back, we have this nice upper mounted dial. This is a little bit unusual on the market, but something Lazer has done. And it's nice, it actually frees up this area and makes adjustments rather easy. You do fumble a bit before you get used to it on the adjustments, as you typically expect it to be back here, but once you get used to it, I think it's a nice feature. Again, big, large vents. This thing is great for summer riding for sure. And then the ear cutouts here are also rather large too, so it extends down and provides pretty good fit. On the inside, this is where you can kind of see why this is a lower priced helmet. You can see the shell here just stops, and you have the exposed foam. It gives it a less premium look, and it ends up with this bare edge here. This is more common on lower priced helmets. Straps as well are not magnetic. It's the typical plastic buckle, which is really easy to use and soft enough. The adjustments are also really large and easy to do. The inside padding is not quite as plush as you might see in some other helmets. It's a softer foam, but it's quite large and really easy to remove. You can see it's just Velcroed on, so you can easily machine wash that as needed. So now let's take a look at the helmet on the road. You can see here it has a really nice profile and sleekness to it. The removable visor also really helps with blocking the sun. And overall, really like that navy blue color as it matches well. The ponytail feature is also really nice with the high mounted dial. You have a lot of space for those with longer hair. So now let's do a little comparison between the Cameleon helmet and a standard last helmet that's non-MIPS or anything, and the Bontrager Specter wave cell. So if we compare this versus a standard helmet, you can see my last helmet here is a lot more aggressive in terms of design, while this one is more of a simple design, less number of vents, but they're larger and more obvious. I think profile-wise, this one has a little bit more of a blunt trailing edge, and obviously it seems more aerodynamic than this would be. It's also nice to see the straps aren't mounted on the outside. That's one thing I never liked about this last helmet. It's less aerodynamic, a little more bulky looking. Now if we compare the Lazer versus the wave cell, this is where it's a little bit interesting. This is a $150 helmet, while this one is the $89.99. And you can see these are the two competing technologies. Here we have wave cell on the right, and on the left we have MIPS. You see one of the advantages of MIPS is it's very small. It's a simple slip layer between the EPS foam and the inner liner. So it doesn't add too much bulk. You get all the airflow you need. And because this is so open, I think this would be great for someone with larger hair or someone who gets warmer. While the wave cell liner is a lot denser. You can't really put any clips or mount anything on the helmet because you can't get through the liner. It also reduces the airflow and it's slightly bulkier. One thing I really like is the retention system. By mounting it up here, you have to get used to it a little bit to adjust the dial up there, but it's a cleaner design and it reduces some of the bulk on the bottom and obviously allows for ponytails or other hairstyles, so it's a nice feature. Another thing to point out here is one reason this is cheaper is the little details. So aside from the wave cell, you can see how the shell here extends all the way down and you have this really nice sculpting. This gives it a much more premium look than the Lazer helmet, which has a shell that just ends here and you have the exposed foam. It also seems slightly thicker appearance-wise. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Cameleon helmet. I really like how they included MIPS at this price point, and it's really sleekly integrated. It's cut out around all the vents, so you hardly know it's there. Also, the top-mounted dial system, although it takes a little bit getting used to, makes the rear of the helmet really open, so it's a great helmet for those with longer hair or ponytails. Finally, the design makes this helmet really great for any type of discipline. It's not just a mountain biking helmet or road biking helmet. You can really use it for any type of ride. Some of the things I don't like about the helmet are the thin liner paddings. The foam here is a lot softer than you see with more premium helmets. Also, the visor attachment points are rather small, so I often found myself pushing down on the foam in the wrong location before I found the actual spots. Lastly, the large vents will really let bugs in. I really wish Lazer would include some kind of inner liner that you could optionally wear. Now let's give this a final rating. Out of 10, I would give this a 9. It's a really nice helmet, it's very versatile and comfortable. I really like the overall features, especially at this price point. Thanks for watching this review. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. You can find more content from us at our website at thesweetcyclist.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.